Excellent. All right, everybody. Hey, listen. Welcome to the Gruhs Family Reunion. All right, rock and roll. My name's Joe. I'm the fourth generation descendant of Bernhardt and Margarita. That is through the bloodline of Agnes and her daughter Dorothy and my mother Gwendolyn. I came in on Monday, and I've been helping Meryl. Excuse me. I've been helping the family here since Monday, trying to get things prepped up and everything. As you can see, we got our tents laid out. We got a board over there for family reunion stuff, and Chris was so sweet. She did a great family tree. If there's anything wrong or anything that's out of place, let her know so we can fix it. On the left-hand side, picture board. Please make sure you put your pictures up, family pictures and everything like that. All right. It's going to be a great couple of days. I can see it happening right now. It's just going to be perfect. I've been waiting for this all my life. I was out here last in 1981. I spent a few weeks with my great-grandparents, Joe and Agnes, at the old log cabin that used to be up there. And I was only 15 years old at the time. And I wasn't smart enough at that age to ask questions about my family. So I mean, Gladys, of course, and Ernie and some of the others I had known from stories through my mother and stuff. But all of you people, I mean, we're all part of this blood stuff. Absolutely, for sure, for sure. So to come back 30 years later to where it began, you know, where Bernhardt and Marguerite, they came from Germany, immigrated to the States. And from them too, we have all of us and this weekend here before us. At this time, I'd like to get Ernie up here. Ernie is the oldest living Gruhs member that has the Gruhs name. Okay, now Joe and Gladys, of course. Joe being Williams and stuff, they are the oldest living Gruhs that we have. The only three of them here that are second generation.
No, four.
Four? Oh, my mistake.
Ron.
My mistake. Ron as well, okay. So here is Mr. Gruhs himself, Ernie the man. This guy's been smoking. This guy doesn't have an off button, right? He just keeps going constantly. So he's gonna just tell us just a little bit of history on Bernhardt and Margarita and how they came. Hold on, I have another mic.
Well, Grandma and Grandpa, I don't exactly know where they met, but they settled in Cedar Rapids, Iowa, and Uncle John was born there. Ben, my father, was born there, and Agnes. And then they moved on. I'm not sure where Frank was born, but they went from Cedar Rapids, Iowa, to Euclid, Minnesota. From Euclid, Minnesota to Idaho, and they were in 3 different places in Idaho. Russell, Idaho, Lewiston, Idaho, Nampa, that's 3, there may have been 4. But then they went to Eugene, Oregon for a short time, then to Spokane, Washington, and then I think back to Lewiston, Idaho. And this was from up until 1910. And Dad questioned Grandfather one time, how come we're moving so fast? And, well, I don't like paying taxes. Anyway, in 1910, Grandfather and Dad left Lewiston, Idaho, and went to Victoria. I guess took a steamship from Port Angeles over to Victoria. Then they went to Vancouver, took the CPR train to Ashcroft, bought some horses in Ashcroft, and headed north to Fort George. They arrived at the ferry at Soda Creek, and someone told them, oh, there's some good farmland east at Harper's Camp. So they turned around, rode back, came here to Horseby, which was known as Harper's Camp in those days, and found the property that eventually became the Gruhs homestead on the Horsely Lake Road.
And what year was that, Ernie, you said?
1910.
1910.
So we've been established here for 102 years.
That's some roots, eh? For sure.
Then Aunt Agnes married Uncle Joe, and that factor of the family began. Oh, and Dad and Uncle John, or Grandpa, when they arrived here, Grandpa started to build a home. Dad went to work for the Department of Highways. And when the home was prepared, there was a friend that went down to Lewiston, Idaho, and brought grandmother, Agnes, and Charlie. Charlie was 5 years old at the time, and brought them to Horsefly. And then John arrived a little while later, and from then on, there's always been a Gruhs living in Horsefly. So I'd like to take this opportunity to thank you to be here to make this wonderful event such a happy occasion for all of us.
Absolutely. Yeah, that's the way you do it. I'd like to get, just before we basically we're gonna just do this little spiel here, and then we're gonna be starting our supper. But before we do, where's Joe?
Joe Williams.
Where's Joe? Joe, come on up here for a minute, buddy. One of the other more senior members of our family.
It's a long walk.
Oh, I know. I'll call you a cab.
Well, he was a bit older than me. But
Look, it's like a
Here, let me take your drink there, Joe. Let me take your drink.
No, I'm keeping it.
Oh, you're going to keep it, are you? Okay. Definitely a Gruhs.
Hi there.
Whoop.
I didn't get an award for public speaking for nothing. So what I'm going to do is tell you a joke. Ernie said everything that has to be said. Anyway, maybe you saw Jay Leno's show once, but this old lady was 103 years old. And she was on her show, his show, and she was talking to him about how she did exercises and how she played the mouth organ and all that stuff. But anyway, she said, one day she said, I was going to get on a bus and the wind was blowing like crazy. And the lady behind me said, excuse me, lady, but you're showing everything you got. She said, I turned around and said to her, everything down there is 103 years old. This is a brand new hat.
well, Joe,
That's
there
it.
were Williamses going to school from, and then when the Williamses, you were the last Williams to attend school in Horsefly, then I started and took over from you.
Yeah. Well, you done good, eh?
We've been carrying on. Now we've had the fourth generation of Gruhs going to school with my grandson Chase.
That's good. I don't know. You said everything that has to be said here, so I got a lot of brain damage, so I can't speak very good.
It doesn't sound like it to me.
Anyway, I got one more little joke. It's not even dirty.
Okay.
These two flies were sitting on a pile of shit, and they were having dinner. And this one fly farted. And the other guy said to him, he says, you're very rude. He says, how the hell did you get away when I'm having my dinner? Anyway, well, that's all I got to say. I'm glad I'm here. I'm glad to see all you kids. Some of you I haven't seen for 25 or 30 years. Just seems like yesterday. But you take one look at me and you'll know it wasn't. Yeah, anyway, a lot of my friends are here, and my son's with me, and my sister Gladys. You never know, she was 94. She's in great shape, and she even running marathons now and playing golf.
Well, I just hope that I'm still able to do that when I'm that age.
Well, I'm not so sure. I'm going to make it. I might go one better, make it 95.
Good for you.
Anyway, guys, have a good time, and I'm here to have a good time, and it's sure nice talking to you.
Talking to you. Thanks, Joe. I appreciate it. Thanks, buddy. Okay, guys, just before we break for supper here, I want to remind you that there is a guest book that Rachel and I have prepared. Feel free to take up space in it, okay? There's some cute little, not stories, but just quips that people have already written into it, but we do want people to write in it, okay? Most particularly the bloodline, not the Gruhs groupies, okay? Not the fan club. On behalf of Rachel and Merrill, Rachel asked me to convey this to you. Thank you so much for coming. It's going to be an awesome couple of days. Well worth the wait. Rachel and I have been at this for over a year now, kind of corresponding. And I mean, most of the work goes to Rachel. So come on, everybody, let's give the woman a hand here, all right? And now I officially declare the Gruhs' first family reunion here in Horsefly, June 29th, 2012, has officially started. Rock and roll, people. Supper's over there. Make yourself cozy. Learn some stories, learn some family history, and everybody have a good time. One last thing. That's her job. Cheers, everybody. Cheers to you all. So glad to be here.